On a blizzard night, a remote diner, a bus, 7 passengers. But the driver clearly remembers there were only 6 people on board. The extra one is not human. It is hiding among them and could be anyone. Now, they must find out who the disguised alien is before dawn. Snow is falling heavily. 2 state troopers are inspecting the area. An unidentified flying object has crashed into a pond. One officer is making a report. Just then, the other officer sees footprints leading out from the pond. The radio says due to heavy fall, the only bridge leading out is in danger. The 2 must go and check on it. Then, the police officer went over the other points to the tracks on the ground. Something crashed and then headed for that diner. A bus is also parked in front of the diner. The 2 decide to go to the diner to have a look. They enter and look at the people inside. The owner asks with confusion if there is a problem. The officers inform them that the bridge ahead is temporarily closed. The driver says the road behind them is blocked by a landslide, so they can't go bridge. The officer reassures them that they will be able to leave the next morning. A well-dressed, middle-aged gentleman is not happy. He has a meeting in Boston the next morning. He sits down next to the driver and tries to persuade him to leave. The driver doesn't care. If he really wants to go, he can put on snow boots and run over there himself. The officer begins to observe the group. A sexy and beautiful lady, an elderly couple, and a young couple, plus the old man at the bar. Learning that the driver does not have a passenger list, the officer then asks how many passengers were on the bus. The driver replies,
6. Unless one of them fell out the window when we hit a bump. I picked up 6, and I'm supposed to deliver 6.
Nobody fell out. Somebody must have jumped in. There are 7 here now.
It's funny. I know I had 6 people.
The driver is also stunned to see the extra person. The officer asks if there was anyone else before. The owner is certain that no one has been there since the morning. Everyone present came into the diner together. The driver is sure that one person did not from the bus. The officer demands to know who is not a passenger from the bus. The middle-aged gentleman is instantly displeased, asking if the officer is interrogating him, stating he will need to see his lawyer. Just then, the eccentric old man turns around.
That's a good one. First he wants snowshoes, then he wants a lawyer.
I don't remember seeing you on the bus.
It's quite funny, because I don't remember seeing you neither. Makes one of us a liar, don't it?
This is preposterous.
At this point, the officer explains the reason. An unidentified flying object has landed here. Footprints lead from there to the diner, and no one has been in the diner since 11 o'clock. This indicates that the extra person is the alien. The young wife clings to her husband in fear. The elderly husband analyzes that it would be easy for someone to slip in amidst the heavy snow and darkness. The lady thinks the 2 couples can be ruled out as suspects. Just then, the young wife looks at her husband's chin. She clearly remembers a mole there. The husband quickly explains that he never had a mole. The elderly husband quickly stands up to stop everyone from being paranoid. But now his own wife is also staring intently at him. The old man angrily scolds his wife for doubting him after 23 years of marriage. Seeing this, the eccentric old man becomes excited. He laughs that the gentleman is the most suspicious. The officer tells the owner to lock the doors. The eccentric old man laughs and says the police should check if everyone has went home. The driver also bursts out laughing. Seeing this, the officer asks for the eccentric old man's ID. The old man continues to drink around, but he can answer who won the World Series. The officer goes to the lady to question her, but she also doesn't have her ID with her. The lady states she is a professional dancer. The driver smiles and confirms she was on the bus. She is the only one he remembers. The eccentric old man then starts to suspect the driver, saying he can't prove he is the actual driver. No one present can be ruled out. The gentleman can't listen anymore. He urges them to end this farce, suggesting that he asks the driver if he misremembered. But the driver is certain. He counted the people before starting the bus, and there were 6. Just as the officer is about to question the lady further, the jukebox in the corner suddenly starts playing music on its own, and strangely stops. Suddenly, the lights in the diner begin to flicker. The owner stares with wide, confused eyes. The officer has his hand on his weapon, on guard. The owner also doesn't understand why the jukebox would start playing by itself. The eccentric old man walks over to the jukebox and pretends to be an alien. At this moment, the officer returns from outside. They have checked the bridge and found it to be very sturdy. The driver shakes his head. No one knows that bridge better than he does. The gentleman urges that if the bridge is safe, they should leave immediately. The driver angrily retorts that the bridge is too old and very dangerous. Suddenly, the lights dim again. The hookbox starts playing on its own once more. The owner is amazed, saying this is too strange. Then the group begins to argue about the alien. Everyone has their own opinion, and no one knows what to do. Suddenly, the lights begin to flicker abruptly again.
Get over there and sit down, Grant.
The gentleman looks to the side. At this moment, the telephone rings. The officer picks it up. He is surprised to hear the bridge is fine. He then hangs up the phone. The gentleman reminds him it's time to go. The eccentric old man warns that the two of them are letting the monster get away. The officer says there's nothing they can do. They can't detain everyone based on suspicion. The driver warns again that the bridge is not safe. The officer points to the phone. An engineer has already confirmed it's safe to cross. Then, one by one, the passengers board the bus. The driver confirms with him that there are 7 people. Correct. The eccentric old man laughs, saying that by the time they get to Boston, there will be 17 people. Just then, the jukebox suddenly starts playing music again. A man lollywalks towards the diner. He comes to the bar just then. The owner is confused, asking if he wasn't going to Boston. The gentleman states grimly that the bridge is not safe.
It collapsed. The state police car, the bus, everything. Kerplunk, right into the river. It was a terrible scene. No one got out.
Except you.
Except me. Lucky, I guess, huh?
Very lucky. But
But what?
you're not even wet.
Wet. What's wet?
What do you mean, what's wet? You landed in the river, but your clothes are all dry.
Illusion, that's all. Just an illusion. Like that jukebox playing in the corner. That's an illusion, too. Or that telephone ringing.
Just as the owner is questioning the gentleman's identity, the gentleman extends a third hand, taking out a cigarette with one hand and a match with the other. He explains before the owner passes out that he is an advanced scout from Mars. He remarks that Earth cigarettes are quite good. This place will soon be colonized by Martians. His friends will be arriving shortly. After hearing this, the owner does not show a fearful expression.
I have to do a little waiting myself. You see, Mr. Ross, my name isn't Haley. And I do agree with you, this is an extraordinary place to colonize. We folks on Venus had the same idea. We got it several years ago. And I think I really ought to tell you now that your friends are not coming. They've been intercepted. Oh, a colony is coming. But it's from Venus. And if you're still alive.
At this moment, the owner takes off the hat on his head with both hands, revealing his third eye. The gentleman freezes on the spot.
Incident on a small island, to be believed or disbelieved. However, if a sour-faced dandy named Ross or a big good-natured counterman who handles a spatula as if he'd been born with one in his mouth, if either of these two entities walk onto your premises, you better hold their hands, all 3 of them, or check the color of their eyes, all 3 of them. The gentleman in question might try to pull you into the Twilight Zone.